Welcome to Elite at level solo Genesis point. Actually 200 level. But I wanted to do it before reaching epic levels because just wanted to be able to demonstrate that the build can handle this level of content solo. At the same time doing a tutorial of how this raid works, or how this quest works. This quest can be really confusing because there are a lot of levers and valves and things, so I'm going to go over what they all do. And we just drag all this stuff to the first room. Sometimes it's a little hard to open the doors because they're shooting you. Right here. Throw down your AoE, your Earthquake, Sleet Storm, Ice Storm, Storm of Vengeance. Throw Sunburst to blind them too. They don't have a chance. Now this is level 21 on Elite, so you could do it at level 21 and still get Bravery bonus. And by that time it would be a lot easier. You'd have access to all your Epic Destiny stuff, your bursts and whatnot, making this way easier. There'll be several waves of mobs here. This is an upper area, like a catwalk that runs around the bottom area of the quest, and there are 4 rooms that we'll need to clear and hit some levers. Lots of shrines in this quest. Mana should not be an issue at all. First thing you want to do after clearing out the mobs in the room is pull this lever here. Each of the 4 rooms up top will have one. And then the next thing you want to do is, if you look down here, you'll see there's some big bay doors down there. And we want to open those up to make it easier for us to move around down there. You pull this lever and that'll open up that door. And then on the other side, there's another door down there. We're going to pull this lever here to open that up. And here we got some switches, some levers, and some more switches. None of this is necessary to complete the quest. I'm just going to show you that these levers here just open up a door, shows a pretty red light, doesn't do anything other than that. And same thing on this side. Now these switches, also totally not necessary, but they control, if you look straight out ahead, eye level, there's some mage fire cannons hovering there on the left and right. And use the switches around the outside to select which one you want to fire, and then you press the center button to fire it. So we click the switch on the left and hit the center button, you'll see it'll fire down, and it'll break some crates down there. And breaking the crates is one of the quest objectives, but you could just break them when you go down there, just by smashing them. But if you happen to break them up here, what it's going to do is each of those crates has some wild men in them. And if you break them now, it's going to make those mobs down there start fighting each other. And so by the time you get down there, a bunch of them might be dead already. So it can actually help a little bit. Cuts down on the fighting. So you can see down there a bunch of broken crates now. And they'll start fighting each other. It doesn't look like they start fighting each other yet, but they will start fighting each other. And in each of these top rooms, you never want to pull these levers. These levers can actually make the quest incompletable, because what they can do is they can lock those bay doors closed, and you can't reopen them. So in any of these rooms, never touch those big levers on the sides, regardless of if they're on the right or left side. And we can just move on, drag any trash with you. Call your wolf so he doesn't stay back there fighting. On the other side of the door, just call him to you. Come right through. Soloing this quest can be a little tricky, because you're going to have to use your wolf or a hireling, or like your Onyx Panther or something, to pull some levers for you up here while you're down below. And I actually did a video earlier and I screwed up, and the wolf accidentally hit some of those side levers and locked me out at the end, so be careful not to do that. Be staying in water elemental form the entire quest, because the devils and the orthons are immune to fire. And now that the mobs are cleared, you can pull this lever here. And check your doors. Now that door down there is already open because we opened it from the other side, so we don't need to pull that lever. But over here, the door's closed. This lever here. Now here you'll see there's some more mage fire cannons hovering there, and these switches control them. You don't need to fire them. And the valves here, you can see they're in a 3x2 orientation, which is the same as those fire barrier cells down there holding some prisoners, 3 in the back, 2 in the front. So these valves just open up those. But there are switches on the outsides of each of these cells. You have to pull those switches to unlock these valves. So we need to first go down there, do that, and then come back and do the valves. So we'll come back up here later. And again, you don't want to touch these levers here, regardless of whether they're on the left or the right side of the room. Some rooms are going to have them on both sides. If you run out of mana, you can just run back to the shrine in the first room. Mobs are clear, so pull this lever. And this bay door down here is already open because we opened it from the other side. This one needs to be open. And these levers don't do anything of value, but just going to show you that they open up those doors right across from us. Some pretty red lights in there. You don't need to pull them though. Don't touch these levers or the ones on the other side. Using any special buffs, by the way, just got shit buffs and self buff. And this bay door is already open because we opened it on the other side. And this bay door down there is already open because we opened it from the first room that we were in on the other side. Now this lever here, you can see there's kind of a maze down there, which we'll need to navigate later. There's some spinny blade traps that will trigger when you go through there that can't be disarmed by a rogue. But if you pull this lever, it will turn them off, or they won't trigger when you're down there. And these valves here, you see they have symbols below them, and those symbols correspond to symbols that are down in the maze by the blue barriers that you see down there. You see that blue barrier, and there's a symbol there. And so you pull these valves to bring down the barriers that correspond to the symbols that are near them. So it can be kind of confusing if you're not used to these. So I'm going to tell you some common ways that people use to refer to them. So this first one on the left here, you can see in the upper right hand corner it looks like an R and a J. So sometimes people call this one RJ, or it looks like two capital E's right here kind of in the center. So sometimes people call this double E. And the next one over, you can see the thickest line here is like a big L. So people call that one L, and you can see like that down there, that's the L symbol there. And this third one here, this looks like a K and a J and a backwards L, so people will call this like KJ or KJL. And this one here, the last one, you can call it the tall skinny one. And don't touch these levers or those on the other side. There are some quest objectives at the bottom which we're going to go now, and once we complete them it'll bring down this blue barrier around the center levers in all of these the four upper rooms. Now we can use this shrine. Now that we pulled those levers in the four main levers, kind of in the middle of the four rooms around the catwalk up top here, it's going to open up this portal here, which will allow us to go to the bottom. There's also a chest here. And the portal is just going to take us right down there where we busted up those crates, and it looks like they never started fighting each other, so that's okay. Sometimes they won't. Destroy this those guys are busy fighting each other, so let's not disturb them. So for this next part here, see a bunch of mobs around these prison cells, and I'd like to just run through here and gather them all up. It's going to make the dungeon alert spike, so if you're with a group, you want to make sure to let them know that you're doing that if you decide to do that. Otherwise, they might get kind of grabby with you. Just drag them all into some AoEs. Fantastic. Right now we're going to look for these levers on all the cells. Make sure you pull them all 5, there's one on each cell. Just a couple more thumbs. In this next zone, we're going to fight several squads of devils and orthons and trogs. It'd be more fun if you fought them all at once, but maybe if they ever make this go epic, we'll fight them all at once. boss up here. Hit him with freezing spray, creeping cold, greater creeping cold. The immunity that you're seeing is not, he's not immune to the freezing spray or creeping cold. It's the mantle of the icy soul effect that makes it so that your cold spells do some additional effects like slowing them down. So as a red name, he's immune to that effect. And you can just hit these archers with greater creeping cold. One casting of it should take him out. I think greater creeping cold is the best dot in the game because you know, like your arcane and divine dots have such a long cooldown time that you're really just using it on bosses. You can't hit multiple mobs with it, but with a 3-second cooldown time, creeping cold and greater creeping cold, you know, you can just hit all the mobs around you, and you can just fire and forget, because in 6 to 8 seconds they're going to be dead. So you just hit them and run off. And then you can use one of the largest shrines in the game. Now we're going to go back up top so we can open up those prison cells. And you can see the prison cells are here in the north, and the levers, the room with the levers that control them is also in the north. Back through the portal here. And then you're going to go to the north room. Valves here on the right, and you can see it'll pull down the barriers. Then we'll need to go down there and talk to all the prisoners to free them. It's one of the objectives you gotta complete. Alright, now comes the trickiest part about soloing this. We're going to do the maze, and we're going to have the wolf control the levers, the valves that control the blue barriers. And the maze is in the south. So we're bringing the wolf to the top room in the south where the valves are. Make sure that you take care of any trash, because you don't need trash bothering your wolf while it's up here. And if you get respawns, it's gonna make it tough. But if your wolf gets in trouble while you're down there, you can always just call it to you, come back up, clear the trash. Make sure you tell your wolf to stand its ground once you have it there in front of the valves. Back down. And the maze is in the south. So you can actually target the valves. This is the L, and I believe that was the second one. Should be that one. Type to hit it. No. Try that one. There we go, it was the second one. Not sure what happened the first time I tried to have him hit it. So here's the center where you want to be, and you can see you've got RJ here. You can target the valves from down here. Now you can call your wolf to you, that's all you need him for. Now here, we're going to want to touch the vial of untainted water. If you touch this light beam here, you're going to die instantly. So if you're here with a friend and it's their first time and you want to haze them, you can tell them to step into the light. It's pretty funny. But we're going to touch the untainted water right now, and this will suck everybody in the quest into this next fight, even if they were up top. Chest out of it, and then just pull the lever to open the portal to get back. And it takes you to the portal room in the top. Now you can see that the the blue globe that was around the center lever is gone. Okay, and there's one of these levers in each of the 4 rooms around the catwalk in the upper area. And whichever one you pull is going to determine which end fight that you do. Like Sins of Attrition, this quest has 4 different end fights that you can do. You can only do one of them. Now most people do the methods, so I'm going to do that one. But if you're like me and you like to explore all aspects of this game, you like to see everything, then I encourage you to do the other end fights at some point. There's one of them is like a prison area with a Merilith boss you have to fight, and another has a horned devil. It's this one in the south, by the way, that does the methods. It'll open up the way through to the methods, which is through the maze in the south, and it will block off all other end fights. So there's a horned devil, a Merilith, and then the other one besides the methods is a zone that has some portals that you have to beat down. There's trash that spawn out of them. It's kind of like a miniature part 1 of the Shroud. Not very exciting, but worth seeing once if you're interested. There's going to be a shrine before the end fight, so don't worry about your mana right now. South through the maze. There are 2 chests in the maze, one in the center and then one somewhere within the maze itself. The one that's the strong box that's hidden throughout the maze somewhere is not really worth searching for because it just drops trash loot. The one in the center can drop, I think it can drop like the belts, the name belts in here. Oops. I just went on the other side. Alright, here we go. So center we have chest. Then we want to go out the south side of the maze, which is right over here. And that lever that we pulled up top that was in the beginning was blocked by the blue barrier opened up this bay door here. It allows us to go to this end fight. This is a good one to demonstrate solo too because ordinarily you need 2 people to do it. But with a wolf or a hireling or something, you can have them control these levers up top, which I'm going to show you how to do. You can just run past all this stuff. Jump through this portal. And so the way this part works is there are some levers up top that are going to control barrier bridges, like energy bridges. And one can be here in the center, and one will be off to the side to let you go to another section over there, and then one will be off to this side to let you go to another section over there. In the middle and in the left and right, there's a soulbound method. You can see right there across from me is a soulbound method. What you need to do is... Oops. My wolf just ran over the edge. That was fantastic. Didn't mean to aggro these mobs. So what you want to do is you want to gather up the 3 soulbound methods and bring them back here. It doesn't matter where you bring them, but you need to bring them together just so that you can kill them all around the same time. They all need to go down generally at the same time in order to complete the quest. Shrine up first. Now the bridges from this perspective are oriented opposite of when you go up top and you face the levers. So the center one will control the center bridge, which will be right here, but it's the left lever that will control the bridge on the right from this perspective, and the right lever will control the bridge on the left. You can only have one bridge active at a time, and if you don't want to pull them unless the person tells you to, because if you drop them, they'll die. They'll just appear back at the shrine, but you don't want to kill your party members. Might get a little upset with you. So you can park the wolf up here, and you can see now we're above the area that we were just at. Park the wolf here. So as I was saying, this will control the center. This lever here will control the center bridge. The one on the left will control the right bridge, and the one on the right will control the left bridge. I should have pulled the center lever to start. And then you can look up. You see up there is where the wolf is. You tell him to pull one of the levers. We want to get this soulbound method's attention. So now we got two of them. And we'll tell the wolf to pull the lever on the other side. If you have Snow Slide or Abundant Step or something, you can just, bounce right over without having to hit that center barrier. But just for demonstration purposes. And the wolf hit that lever. And bring everything back here. You can call your wolf to you now. It's way too soon. That still worked out. Had plenty of time to work with. And that is how to solo Genesis Point. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the build, or any of my videos, feel free to send me a tell if you're on Sarlona, or you can respond to my forum post.